New details tonight in the attempted kidnapping of a woman in St. Johns County. A warrant has now been issued for the arrest of Theodore Tundidor out of Broward County, Florida. He's wanted on parole violations due to the charges that he faces in St. Johns County. And we're also hearing for the very first time the call made to 911 by a witness who saw this woman being dragged away to this car. Riley Phillips joins us tonight outside that shop where that victim was working when this happened. And Riley, the 911 caller helped get that woman to safety.
Yes, a woman saw the victim being dragged by the suspect to his car. She was able to call 911 and then help the victim get inside a nearby store here and wait for police. The victim, though, is being praised for her quick thinking that helped her get away from the suspect.
I'm at the smoke shop on Highway 206. There's a lady being attacked.
Terrifying moments as a 911 caller watches a woman being taken by a man from a store on a Sunday afternoon.
He's trying to put her in the car. He's in a Tacoma.
In surveillance video shared by the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, the woman can be seen being dragged by a man, later identified as Theodore Tundidor. The victim can be heard screaming as Tundidor tries pushing her into his car. She was able to get free and was helped into a nearby store by the 911 caller. The victim can be heard explaining her experience to the 911 dispatcher.
So I was in the shop and I walked in front of him because he tried walking out, and then I asked him if he was going to pay for everything, and then he said no. What are you going to do about it? And then he pushed me into the door and then pushed me out of the store and then grabbed me and tried shoving me into his truck.
Tundidor drove away from the scene but was later pulled over by an officer with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. The sheriff's office praised the victim, saying she did everything right, and self-defense instructor Chris Oklovich agrees.
We can always add to techniques and try to give ourselves even a stronger outcome, but she did an amazing thing.
Oklovich is the owner of the Women's Defense Company, where he teaches classes that empower women to fight back against their attackers. He says in a situation like this, it's important to switch your mindset. So instead of becoming the victim, you become the attacker. He also says many people try to pull away from their attackers, but he recommends pushing into them.
So with something like a headlock, first thing I want to do is grab that arm and start to run him over. Instead of trying to get away, which is often counterintuitive, I want to get out of the situation, I'm going to go towards him. Because as long as I'm going towards him, there's all kinds of targets, all kinds of things we can go after.
And another tip, the owner of the Women's Defense Company says it's in situations like these, it's best to yell the word no. He says yelling the word no is more empowering than yelling help. As for Tundidor, the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office has been in contact with the Broward County Sheriff's Office about that arrest warrant. Tundidor will remain in St. Johns County until his case is resolved here. Live in St. Augustine, Riley Phillips, First Coast News, on your side.